Hi, I'm Cautex, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about Dreamweaver, and more specifically, I'm going to be talking about some of the pros and cons associated with deciding whether or not to run Social Butterfly or run a third potency conduit. Social Butterfly provides you with 3% versatility that has an uptime of 50%. During that downtime, two people that are within 8 yards of you will get 1% versatility. It should be noted that the value provided by giving your party members extra versatility does not show up in your own sims. Now, when we go to Top Gear and select both the triple potency conduit option and the social butterfly option, and then select all of our conduits and hit run, it tells us that social butterfly is the highest DPS option. Case closed, right? Well, not quite. There's a potency conduit that's not shown by default that could be valuable to arms, and that's Adaptive Armor Fragment. Adaptive Armor Fragment gives you a % increase to your strength for 15 seconds whenever you get healed, but with an uptime of 50%. So what happens when we run that sim again, but with that as one of the options? Now, when I do it, triple potency with Adaptive Armor Fragment consistently comes out a tiny bit ahead of Social Butterfly. But that said, I also have a 252 Adaptive Armor Fragment. Does this also hold true with lower item levels? Well, I ran the simulations again while progressively lowering the item level of Adaptive Armor Fragment, and if it's at item level 226 or below, Social Butterfly is always better. At item level 239, it's about on par with Social Butterfly, and at 252, Adaptive Armor Fragment is just a little bit ahead. Now, I'm going to reiterate something. This is only looking at the personal DPS provided by Social Butterfly. Even though a 252 Adaptive Armor Fragment is more personal DPS than Social Butterfly, I can guarantee you that the overall raid benefit of you providing two people with 1% versatility 50% of the time is going to be worth more than 11 DPS. Okay, but what happens when that conduit gets empowered? Does that change anything? Well, starting next week, we're going to be able to empower that potency conduit. If we put Crash the Ramparts there, and then use Adaptive Armor Fragment in the unempowered potency slot, then we're going to be gaining 46 DPS instead of 11. Or if we look at its relative value, it's about a 0.4% DPS improvement over Social Butterfly. Finally, when we're able to empower all of our potency conduit slots, running triple potency comes out to be a 62 DPS or 0.6% improvement over Social Butterfly. Now, trying to suss out which of the two choices provides the most net rate DPS benefit is tricky, as it depends entirely on who's getting those Social Butterfly buffs. I could pad this video's length by showing off all of the dumb ideas I came up with to try to model this, but I'll spare you. My gut feeling is that even when we get all 3 potency slots empowered, Social Butterfly will provide a greater benefit to your raid than triple potency. However, a significant portion of that benefit is stuff that won't show up in sims. Aside from the extra DPS that it provides to party members, Social Butterfly has a greater benefit to your healers because Versatility has the damage reduction component, and obviously the strength from Adaptive Armor Fragment doesn't. There's also the fact that Social Butterfly allows you to run a third Endurance Conduit, which generally means that you get to take FOV, which provides a non-insignificant amount of healing. When doing progression, these are things that can be more impactful to your raid than the personal DPS gained by running triple potency. With that said, once you're on farm, or if you just want to be selfish during progression in a way that most raid leaders would probably never notice, then triple potency is going to be the way to go. Finally, there's also a couple little nuances that I would like to point out relating to this topic. First, you can only upgrade Adaptive Armor Fragment's item level when you are prot spec'd. So once Mortal Combo and Crash the Ramparts have been maxed out, you're going to have to start improving your prot conduits in order to improve Adaptive Armor Fragment. Second, you cannot receive multiple copies of the Social Butterfly buff. So people running the soulbind trait can only receive it from others that are running the trait when your personal 3% buff is down. Now, I have no idea what's going to happen if you have like 5 people within 8 yards that are all running this trait, because it would be trying to apply the buff to people who could not receive it. So I'm guessing that it would start dropping potential applications of the buff, meaning that you'd actually start losing out on the net raid benefit that it provides. So if your raid group has a lot of people who are already Dreamweaver and running Social Butterfly, then there is less of an incentive for you to run Social Butterfly as well. As always, tell me why my opinions are dumb, why my analysis sucks, or give me ideas for future videos. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and subscribe for more.